All right, Historic Preservation Commission meeting, February 19th, 2025. Roll call, Clay, me, I'm here. Claudia Camargo, George Daniel, Chris Sutton.
Here.
Hope Wilson.
Here.
Allison Daglow.
Here.
And Kim Shop is not here. All right, we have three. We have a confirmation of quorum. Minute approval. We did not meet quorum last time, so we didn't really have a meeting. Old business, single site designation for the Klein Museum.
Yes. So
Updates on that?
yes, the mayor was on board to approve the single site.
Okay.
Our next step is going to be getting with Indiana Landmarks to go over how to proceed with that.
Okay. Wonderful. Good deal. All right. So we will come back on that next time. Make sure
And
what we get from Indiana Landmarks.
you did not have quorum last meeting, but you did have minutes from your September 11th, 2024 meeting.
Oh, okay.
That was not able to be approved because you didn't have quorum for the last meeting.
Right. Okay.
And I do have a copy of those if anyone wants to just take a look at them. I have that.
I always read them, so I don't remember having any problems, but Hope's probably got them there in her binder.
If you'd like them, we have it right there.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Which was this one?
It was only the Lash Lounge signage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is what, then we just did the other stuff because he didn't have any exact info on the sign he was gonna do.
Do you know if the other thing has been done in the back of the building?
I
Elston.
do not believe so.
All they've done is tear out the garage.
That's right by you.
Well, remember we walked over there and I showed, it pretty much looks the exact same.
Okay, they have.
Yeah, no, it looks the same as when we walked back there. Yeah, they haven't done anything yet. They've got some of the concrete blocks out of there, but that's about it.
Do I understand correctly that an approved COA is only good for a year?
Yes.
It's not a calendar year, it's
apply
a year.
again.
Yeah.
It's a year.
Yeah. But I think he's gonna get to it before a year, but we didn't have enough information on the sign, so we just.
I think it's done. Lash Lounge, don't they have a sign there now?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing one, but
I don't believe they do.
No.
They have a sign.
No.
Anyway,
yeah, because they weren't even sure what they were getting, so. All right,
we accept the minutes as right before
All right.
September.
second.
Yes.
All right, minutes approved from September 11th, 2024. All right, we went through the Klein Museum, new business, elections.
So I need you to have nominations for your chair and your vice chair.
Okay.
I move that Clay Burkhart be nominated as chair.
Okay. All right, okay. Any nominations for vice chair?
Claudia, was she doing it before?
Yeah, I think it was Claudia.
It's only been a year, so I would move that. Claudia.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So chair will be Clay Burkett and vice chair will be Claudia Camargo. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. All opposed? All right. We will move on from that. We have updated facade grant guidelines that we have in front of us. A lot of the stuff that's been changed, I assume, is what's in the yellow.
That's correct.
Okay.
So the amounts have changed for a total improvement up to 10,000, and that was
That's awesome.
5,000 before.
Good deal.
So the basic changes were the dollar amounts,
Mm-hmm.
with one exception being highlighted there kind of in the middle. stating that if multiple applications are received in the third quarter, preference will be given to first-time applicants.
Oh, okay, like if there's too many people asking at one
Yes, if
time.
there's funds available and someone has already applied in the first or second quarter, the applicant that would be a new applicant would take precedence over someone who's already applied.
Okay, you mean in the past or
In
that year?
in
That
this
year, okay, that year, okay.
Do you have, when is your quarter defined? I mean, your deadline for the quarter? Are you January 1st it has to be in by, or January 31st? Or is there a deadline for the
I don't believe there was a deadline listed. I don't believe so. It looks like on page, when we're doing the application process, that date would be stated under the facade agreement.
Okay,
And then it does say owner does agree to commence work within 30 calendar days.
if they get the grant?
Yes.
That I understand. If someone was third quarter, I don't know if it would mean, you know, if you're gonna set that parameter,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Would
you
it
might
be
define
the date?
when it would have to be,
Okay.
you know, if in the month of September, you go through the whole month and there are more than multiple applications.
Okay. Yeah,
It would seem like, does that make sense? You would have to know how you're defining when your,
third quarter would be.
yeah, when your dates are, you mean? Yeah,
yeah, the boundaries of that third quarter,
okay.
or really any quarter, when. Because you're granting them every quarter? I take it.
I believe it's for the year, and then that would go, like you said, it would start in January. So second quarter would be, let's see, January, March.
Mm-hmm,
So third quarter would be
October.
September,
September,
end of September, beginning of October.
okay,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, I think you're just wanting to know if it was like a regular year or like a fiscal year kind of thing. Is that what you were wondering, Hope? Like if it was a regular year separated into quarters or like a fiscal year or something like that?
Well, yeah, and if so somebody wanted to apply,
Yeah, right.
let's say they applied September 1st, and then someone else came along September 15th or something.
Oh, yeah, I see what
Are
you're
you gonna
saying.
hold his application until you know that that whole month is done? I'm always on the detail of how it works.
There's some questions on the applications that are received in the third quarter, if we've specified what date for the third quarter.
The fourth quarter? Do we change it to the fourth? We were gonna
We did the third quarter.
Oh, I think we're gonna change it to the fourth.
Quarter.
Oh, okay.
Only because, so the thought process on that was, we don't have anything that says you can't get 2 facade grants in a year, which I'm totally okay with.
Right,
But I also feel like, if you get one in the first quarter and somebody else applies in that third or fourth quarter and they haven't gotten one this year,
and you've
I
already
feel
got
like it
one.
should go to that person.
Oh, okay, well, that
Does that
makes,
make
okay,
sense?
now,
So maybe we need to reword it to make more
What if they
sense.
apply in the third quarter and they're, you know, or in the second quarter? Could they get it again?
No, they can't apply again. So I think that the point of it was to say, if you get one January, February, March, you can't apply again until October, November, or December, if there's
You have to-
money left over.
okay,
And
so you do a quarter and then you have to skip a quarter and then you can come back.
3 quarters.
yeah, so our thought was, yeah, in the fourth. So the fourth quarter of the year would be October, November, December, right?
So you're saying you can get more than one, you can get a grant, more than one grant in a year,
Yeah.
but it has to be spaced 6 months or?
Yes. So yeah, exactly. Because we just want to make sure if we're going to give you 2 grants, we just want to make sure that there aren't other businesses that didn't get any.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want somebody
That's
coming in and taking all the grants and then somebody else comes along towards the end of the year and you're like, sorry.
A roof leak or something that they need
Right.
desperately, and I've already given you 20,000, and now I don't have any for them.
Right.
Like, that's the point of it. So yes, if you came in the first quarter, January, February, March, and you were approved for a grant and you did your work and you're like, hey, you know what? I think I want to replace these other two windows, or I want to do this door. And there's still money left over in that fourth quarter, October, November,
Okay.
December, apply again. And as
Okay.
long as there's not somebody else that hasn't got one yet ahead of you.
So,
That's
so
what-
if you get one during the year, you can't apply again for another one till the fourth quarter.
Yes,
Okay.
that was kind of our.
Okay, we'll change that to
Yeah,
fourth.
yeah, you might want to just say, you can,
That makes
if
sense.
you get a grant, you can apply again in the fourth quarter if there are no other.
Yeah,
No,
if
they
there's
can still apply.
Yeah,
First
You just may not get it.
right. If there's other people that haven't gotten one. I know it was kind of weird.
I get what you're saying though, and it makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, because I don't
You
care
don't
if
wanna-
we've got the money's allotted for it. So if
Right.
we can give you, I mean, we upped it to 10,000. If we can give you 20,000, we'll give you 20,000 to do what you need to do on the outside of your building.
Right,
But if we have
but
something
not at
else
the
in our
expense of
downtown
someone else who hasn't
that
gotten
didn't
any.
get one
Yeah.
yet, and
Yep,
that's
I like
the
that.
only
Makes
thing.
total sense. I like that.
Okay.
I like it.
If
Yep.
that makes sense, if you guys agree with that, I thought then we don't have the same building owner, the same business owner applying
Multiple times.
multiple times and there's no money for Chris, who all of a sudden gets a roof leak and really needs some help.
Right,
I just, I want to make sure that everybody gets a little.
yeah, I like that. I like that.
They can apply the second time in the fourth quarter
Yes,
and will be considered
As long as there's not another first timer.
yeah,
first time.
there's money left and no, yep, absolutely.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay.
Okay, so you guys all met Allison. I'm sorry I wasn't here to do an introduction for her.
If I introduce.
Where you been?
Yes, I know. But
Actually, where have you been? I haven't seen you at all. I usually see you once or twice a week.
I am in Aldi every once or twice a week.
I was inside like everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about Allison, and I think that she's going to be great for this board. She's got some great ideas, and I don't know how far you are in your agenda, but she is the community coordinator. She is not the Main Street executive director.
Okay.
They hired their own Main Street executive director. So she is specifically a city employee. And I know, again, she'll go over some of these things, but we want to start meetings once a month again. If there is absolutely nothing to talk about, we're not going to waste your time.
Right.
But we just want to partner. There's some grants, there's some things that we think she can do in this historic district to make it more active and more prominent. We're talking about redoing finally our website for the city, making sure the Historic Preservation District has its own page on that website for things like the QR codes that you're going to talk about, but just information, highlighting things. If you guys want to start doing tours again, just different things that we can say, man, come downtown and check this out and grab a coffee, walk around, whatever that is. But to really highlight your historic district and what you guys are trying to do. And so I think she's on board. She's excited to train, excited to learn about it. And already, has it been a month? Have you been here a month?
A month and a half.
I was gonna say it's had to have been at least a month.
It's so great that it's gone by really fast.
Yeah. Maybe for you, she's probably like,
Yeah, I know. But she's going to be out and about in the downtown a lot, building
Cool.
relationships with our downtown business owners and building owners and just trying to foster needs and see, again, Main Street's goal is specifically the downtown. Their
Right.
goal is to help existing businesses flourish and do events and do things in that downtown. The community coordinator is the community, she's working for the city. So anything that we have to do in the entire community, but the downtown is the heart of our community. And so a lot of what we'll do is this historic district that she'll be governing over a little bit and just helping market, helping come up with things, the city events like the Santa coming to town, July 4th parade, the cruise in. Allison will be working on those. So she may ask for help for some of that stuff, but we're super excited. I'm just excited in the direction. I'm excited that she just takes things and handles them and runs.
Awesome.
And her new office is on the first floor. So she's more easily accessible
Okay.
once you get through the locked doors, but
Easily accessible once you
get out that side door, very easy, but so we're just super excited. I mean, she's just gonna do a great job, and so I wanted to do this introduction before you guys got started, and I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Can I ask a question back on the grant? So how much money do you have every year? And does that money stay if you don't spend it, does it accumulate?
No, I don't think so, unless somebody applies for a grant and there's a word that I can't think of right now. If I do a PO and it stays, but I think that our policies say that they're supposed to start work within 30 days,
Okay.
which has happened regularly. So Sean Elston would like to apply again. He did not get his brick tuck
We were just
pointing
talking about that.
done.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so,
Yeah, because that's the one thing I think we did approve was that.
Yeah, that's one thing that's like difficult, because once you get approved, then you have to go and line them up, and they're so hard to get.
yeah, and that's what it was. And then the weather hit and just multiple things. And so he would like to get it again this first quarter. And I did tell him, I said, we haven't officially approved yet. And that's fine if you want to use the grant for your tuck pointing that first quarter. But just know that if you're still looking to do your awning and all these other things, you won't be able to apply until that
The end of
fourth
the year.
quarter if there's still money left. And he said, no, that's fine. I understand.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you guys have already approved his tuck pointing and what he needed to do. So I'm just going to process that facade grant again with the council. But again, he has never gotten it because either the contractor, something happens and he doesn't get to start work in time or, whatever.
Work work's hard to get done. There's not
Uh-huh.
tons of people that do it, so.
No, you're absolutely right. There's very few.
Mhm.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Okay,
how much do you,
yeah, how
I'm sorry,
much
that's-
money is there a year?
I asked the mayor that question because he increased the budget. I want to say there might be 100,000 in there for facade grants.
but it is a yearly budget item.
Yes.
So that if you don't.
It does
spend it
not
a year,
say,
then
no,
you read.
every year we have to determine if that makes sense. And
And at the end of the year, if there's like, say, 30,000 left, where does that money go?
I don't know if it just stays in there or they transfer it to another budget that needed money. We try to stay pretty balanced.
Like,
Yeah.
like basically, there's not like a set bank account. It's just like, okay, we can do 100,000 and.
Out of
if there's
this
any-
budget,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he, so we're hoping, and I know Mackenzie had talked about that before, and as Main Street gets going, some other Main Street organizations are trying to help businesses with the insides of their building too. So we're hoping that eventually maybe Main Street gets to that point that they can do some grants for inside things.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Bathrooms or plumbing, things like that, that some of these old buildings you need help with. I don't know if that will happen this year or
Right.
next year, but that's kind of that goal, is to Main Street kind of help these existing buildings inside.
Okay.
So anyway, I will find out for sure. If it's not 100,000, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
Well, it's, if it's a line item, you probably could find that online because your budget is advertised.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
That's probably
If
true.
it
I can't remember
It's
what the
named,
budget,
might
what
not
the
be
budget
named,
name
though.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
as such.
All right.
Okay. I'm
Awesome.
sorry I interrupted your.
We would need to make a motion to approve the changes.
Oh, okay.
And I can change the third quarter wording to fourth quarter.
Okay.
The city has to pass this, right? The city council.
No, just you guys.
Just
But
us.
we've never really dealt with facade grants.
Well, you guys approve it. So when
We
you
approved the COA.
approve the
We
COA,
have nothing to do with.
but if you didn't approve the COA, they wouldn't be getting a facade grant for it. So it's all kind of part of it. So these policies are really governed by this board, even though you don't pick and choose who's getting it. You kind of govern the way that works because it works directly out of your board,
Right.
the facade grant. So that's why you approving these policy changes makes sense, because all the council does is they look at the application, they get a copy, but they just put it on the docket. And if you guys are good with everything,
They are.
they just,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Anyone like to make a motion for the
Well, did you want to rewrite that first or?
No, we can put it in our motion. We can do a motion to accept the grant program guidelines with the one change from third quarter to fourth.
Yeah, that can, yep, that's absolutely, as long as that change is made, then you guys can do that.
Accept.
Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been seconded, or are you moving? Is that?
No, I'm not. No.
So
I was just saying.
Yeah, Clay
I need
mentioned
you
it,
guys-
Chris said she'll make that motion if you want to second it, Hope.
Wait, did you make the motion?
Yeah.
I thought, I don't know, I thought you were seconding that.
Oh,
No,
all right.
do you have a second, Hope?
As long as you're clear about that they can apply again
Yes.
within the year. I will second that.
Okay.
And we'll email out the final.
That's fine.
You as well.
All right, I'll approve the grant program guidelines with the one change. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. All right, next thing, Fred Beck putting a sign, doing a sign for a building on Mommy. What
Yes,
building's that?
This was just an FYI. This is a building that's for sale on West Maumee Street. This was not something that the historical wanted to vote on, but he had called us and let us know that that building is for sale.
Which building is this?
I can get you the exact.
Oh, okay, I was just curious.
Scout's Law Office,
Stout Law.
Oh,
right here in the
right.
corner.
is that right?
I didn't know.
So he just wants to put,
What?
Is he out of practice?
I think.
huh,
Yeah, I believe he's already sold his practice and now the building's for sale.
Oh, you mean the work building?
Yeah, right here at the corner.
Stout Law Office.
Stout Law.
On the corner.
Right next to us.
Was he across the street? Oh, no, I thought that was Laverne or.
Latrell is across the
The
street.
drill is across the street,
Stout is right here at this corner. Corner of West Maumee and Elizabeth.
right next to the
On the
venue.
north side. I thought she was in that one.
No,
No, the trail's on the other side.
But she's not on the corner.
No,
Okay.
she's right next to what used to be the antique store, which is now that art building. That's where Latrell
She
is.
moved over?
So Fred just called and just kind of gave us an
Yeah,
FYI.
just a
There
heads
was no guidelines saying that he couldn't do that,
Oh,
but he
yeah.
sent us some dimensions for the sign that.
Yeah, because he usually has pretty big signs.
Yes.
He did, which I thought was, and I thanked him for.
He has the
calling
biggest
and
signs of any. It's like,
He is not going to do a giant sign, although he was teasing and said he was gonna do a big light up electric sign. and
Yeah. that wouldn't surprise me. He has the biggest signs of any realtor in town.
I've never been in that office. Is it nice inside?
I don't think I've ever been in either.
I haven't.
It's old.
Yeah, it's almost like a Mad Men kind
Yeah,
of
it's-
looking in there, like old 60s kind of
Yeah,
looking.
yeah.
Yeah. But I've only been in there once. I had to drop something off for him when we had to have a company, but.
Well, it's for sale, Hope, if you're.
No.
All right, next thing, keys for art installation in Imagine Alley.
Yes, I was hoping George was here to kind of speak on that a little bit, but Imagine Alley is doing a installation where they have had, I believe, 6 to 8 large metal keys made that they're kind of hiding in different places throughout the town for
Okay,
an interactive art exhibit. They are not sure where they want to place those at this time.
okay,
But some may be in the downtown. When we have some more information on where those would go, I
okay.
would probably ask that they present that to the
Okay.
board, just to know.
Just so we know what's
if they're
going on.
Looking at putting on a building or what they're exactly doing. Kind of like Fred, that's just an FYI that that's
Okay.
happening. I just don't know all the details about
Yeah.
the project yet.
Yeah, they'll probably,
Imagine Alley is a collaboration project. The artist is Janelle Salone that's doing the alley project over here. And then also we're involved with that, Main
In Main
Street.
Street and, yeah. And it'll just be kind of like an interactive scavenger hunt, something kind of cool.
that's kind of a cute idea.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, future grants, Voices and Votes and Historic Preservation Education Grant.
So the Voices and Votes I have applied for, that was through Indiana Humanities, and that is the Smithsonian exhibit.
Oh, right, okay.
that is something, if we are approved for the grant, that I would like HPC to get involved with in. A portion of that display is local history of boating in your area. So, maybe you're trying to work with the Klein Museum. We also have some local collectors that have said that they would give some of their display of buttons and some different artifacts.
And these would go where?
This would be at the library. This would be
Okay.
held at the Carnegie Library. And it would be very similar to the waterways exhibit, if you were
right.
able to see that. So they actually ship us the whole containers, and then we would need volunteers to kind of help set up, but it would be housed at the Carnegie Library.
Okay. Very cool.
So that one I did apply for last month. We should know in about a month if we have received that. I believe six to eight areas within Indiana will be selected for that exhibit.
Okay.
So again, I have applied for that. I'm also hoping to, or I will be applying for another grant that's due in September of 2025. And that is the Historic Preservation Education Grant. I do have that's through Indiana.
Is that an education for us or we educate others?
So that is just the name of the grant, but the
Okay.
idea for the project is something that you had talked about in the past with the QR codes.
Right, on the buildings.
About some of the historical history on some of the
Yeah,
buildings.
the little placards that we talked about.
I will need to get with HPC when I start kind of compiling the information for this, because I'm going to need to lean on the board for the historical facts
Okay.
that I would need. So I can pass that around just so you can kind of see some of the questions that they're going to be asking. And again, this is due in September, but will be something I will kind of be working on collecting them
Here and there, yeah.
throughout the year.
Okay.
Is that also Indiana Humanities?
It is.
Okay.
All right.
My
Awesome.
favorite story is when the kid falls in the well in the basement of the Student Republican. They used to have the pump, they needed water for their presses, so they had a well.
Oh,
That's the building next to the courthouse.
Oh,
And it says Student Republican. Giveaway, 1889.
and a little boy
Anyway.
fell in there.
A kid was sent in the basement to sweep, and he got nosy, and he opened the
Well,
trap and he fell in. I don't think there was water anymore, like they didn't use it anymore. But it wasn't until closing when someone said, "Hey, did Johnny ever come up?"
Oh my goodness.
oh my gosh.
So did they get him out of the
Yeah, they
boat?
got-
Okay, I was gonna say, because maybe that might not.
No, it was a lost cause.
Well,
They had to concrete him in. They couldn't get him
It's
out.
not a
Like baby
tragedy, but
Jessica.
I think when they tell the story, they kind of say he was kind of a goofy kid anyway.
Okay,
Like,
okay. I was thinking that might be more of a haunted history,
Yeah.
something bad happened.
It always makes me laugh.
That's what we should do for winter, the ghost of Johnny.
Well, and I think with these QR codes, again, she mentioned, like you guys had talked about before, we have some buildings that have some really great history and hope you have a lot of that history.
Yeah.
So again, promoting people to come downtown, just do your own self walking tour and check these out, like
Yeah.
scan this and look at this building while you pull up all of these amazing facts that you never knew happened here, or what it used to be, or what it used to look like, or whatever.
Wow.
So I think that that's a great, and that's what we would use a grant for, is
Yeah.
those QR codes, educating the marketing materials, and then researching all of that, whatever we needed to do
Yeah,
for that.
Because we could do that, how they have bourbon tours, you get little passports and you go
Yeah.
to the places and stuff like that. And then at the end, maybe you get a City of Angola pen or something, just
Absolutely.
something you get if you
Yep.
get them all stamped or,
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
We talked about saying hey, we could, maybe some of the local businesses would be like, oh, if you do all of this, maybe Sutton's gives you a cookie, or
Exactly.
they'll give
Yeah.
you a coffee, or
Right,
whatever.
right,
I don't know,
right.
but
Yeah. Something at the
you
end,
bring
like if
that
you get it all
back.
stamped or
Yeah.
something. I think that would be really
I don't know what we would do, but maybe, we don't want to get crazy if 1,000 people start doing it, but just something that would promote.
Well, it's not like we're giving away a new car. If we're giving away a cookie, nobody's gonna be like, let's all go, free cookie.
You say that, but if Chris has to give 150 cookies.
You're like, wait a minute, how many cookies am I giving out?
But I think it'll be nice because it would be another reason to bring people to the downtown, and again, having the sculptures here, and
Yeah,
the key is it's just more kind of bringing some more.
Yeah,
richness
absolutely.
to the downtown
Yeah.
community. So.
all right, sounds great. All right, other business, 2025 HPC meeting dates. So is this the third Wednesday of the month?
But that's what I thought we would kind of discuss, what's going to work for everybody. Do we like the third Wednesday? Do you like the 4:30 time? We have some other available dates if we maybe want to look into that. I just would like to set a 2025 schedule that I can send out to everybody that just says,
Right.
this is the date and time.
Is this the third Wednesday though?
This is.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm fine with that, as long as I know like a few weeks in advance, I'm fine with it. So I mean, if we are always gonna do the third Thursday at 4:30, that's,
And I think the
Wednesday, I
only
mean, sorry.
thing was, so
oh, yeah.
some 4:30 works for some people, 5 works better. At 5:30 on the third Wednesdays right now, Main Street has their meetings. So like she's gonna try to get to that meeting at 5:30 today. So does the third Wednesday work? Does that matter to you guys? I know, Hope, you travel like the first 2 or something.
Well, I always have meetings on the third Thursday, so if things happen on the third week,
Like if the third week is when you need to be. Would 5 o'clock work okay if we push it back to 5, or does that matter to anybody? And then does it matter if it's the 4th Wednesday?
Mm-mm.
Except for Hope, because she likes to have everything on the third week. I just, and
in March.
Allison can email the members and just be like, here's our 2 options. And I tried to do that once. It just, everybody has different.
As long as I know in advance, it doesn't really matter to me.
Okay.
Yeah, as long whatever you guys pick is fine, and I'll know for the future.
And that's just what we're trying to do, because
I don't care.
I had one other conflict for the 4:30 time frame, but I didn't, but if that's for the
shut up.
majority, then.
I don't
If you're having
know.
it on the Wednesday, I don't care.
Claudia was better at 5.
Yes.
She could make 4:30,
Yeah,
but
she can make 4:30,
5 was a
but
little
5
bit
is probably
better.
better because she doesn't, unless she's working from home, she doesn't work here in town.
and George right now is 5 too. But again, if he's on Main Street and he's got Main Street at 5:30,
Give them 30 minutes
it's been
to
30 minutes for a meeting. So
How long do they usually be?
an hour.
they
You wanna
usually,
see this, Chris?
yeah.
Did you want to say this?
So if you want to meet after that,
Yeah, I think that the point was, it's so hard to try to get a quorum if you're just randomly throwing out meeting dates and times. We need to have
Right.
one set schedule so
Yeah.
that you guys can plan it for the whole year. And
Yeah, and that's fine with
if there's
me. I
nothing to
just,
talk about, you don't have.
whatever
to
you
have
guys
meetings,
choose is
but-
fine with me. I can make it work, so.
Okay, so yeah, we can send something else out and see.
Yeah, if you want to send out like a couple of ideas and then see which one gets the most votes.
And we'll try to
Me, I don't,
limit it. Either it's the 3rd or the 4th, like we might do that.
the reason people stay away from the 4th, I know you don't like to think that far ahead, but not Easter, well, actually this year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know what I mean? You have
It's always on that 4th, yeah.
Or sometimes the 4th is getting into.
That's true, because when we get into November and December, then the 4th.
I
would
think
be-
the 4th Wednesday was available, the 3rd Wednesday or the 1st Wednesday of the month.
Didn't we used to meet on the first Tuesday?
I couldn't remember what day you guys always did. And I know when it's.
I feel like it was the first Tuesday, maybe it was the
It was
second.
the first, but then I might have
First?
moved to the second.
Yeah,
It was Tuesday.
I'd have to look back at
Or was
some of
it
my
Monday?
minutes.
Was it Monday?
No, it was Tuesday.
The second
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
right? Second Tuesday? Okay, I was gonna say, that sounds right, second.
That seemed to work for everybody?
What would you?
Again, I don't care,
Do you want to
whatever.
go to the meeting right after? I mean, is that the hope? That you would just go from this meeting to the next meeting?
Then 4:30 would be better for her
Yeah.
on Wednesday. And then you could
We
just
have to
get,
do it. We just
well-
need to do what the majority, and here's the thing, you guys are the volunteers.
Mhm.
You're taking up your time. That's important to us. What you guys do is important to us. So
And I
you're
can work
volunteering your
around
time to come
Yeah,
and make it work.
but if she can go to, if whoever can go to, 2 meetings and pop them out in one night and not have to do a
Yes,
meeting
and
every night.
that was kind of the goal for this, but again, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense for everybody, and we need
If you wanna-
this board, and we probably will try to replace one more to make sure that we
I have someone who really wants to be on it. I'll
Okay.
talk to you about it.
Okay, so,
Talk to you about it.
we just need to, and that's the thing, it doesn't matter so much, you know, but we just gotta figure out, and if she's gotta do 2 late nights a month, not ideal for her,
Right.
but it'll work.
I'm fine with Wednesdays at 4:30. I'm fine, honestly, I'm fine with whatever. So if you guys, I mean, what do you,
I mean, I like 4:30.
yeah,
So-
yeah. Mhm.
Get that.
Okay, so we're thinking either the first Wednesday of the month or the third Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
Wednesday or Tuesday.
So Main Street is the third Wednesday?
Yes.
Right now, is that, okay,
Well, and if everybody's okay with the third Wednesday of the month at 4:30, that would work out best for you, and I'm fine with that, and you're fine with that.
5 for Claudia and George.
yeah, well, Claudia said she can do 4:30.
She can, she would just be coming in right with
Another
them.
job, and I don't know how long he'll be traveling, while he's training in Auburn right now, so I don't know if that's an always kind of thing, so that's why he was like 5 would work best, but if the majority is 4:30 is what makes sense, and,
Right,
you know, and again, 5 would work for him for that, but not for Main Street, so, you know, we can figure that out.
okay,
But if 4:30 is the majority and Claudia is good with that and we
Okay,
can make that work, it just makes it easier transition.
okay. So it sounds like we're thinking third Wednesday of the month, 4:30 works for
okay,
people.
yeah.
Okay. All right, then I won't send out an email. I think the last time we did that, it was kind of 50-50 anyways, when we sent out a couple options. Unless you think we should try to take a poll again and I can give this option and one other. What's the thoughts on that?
Well, I don't care.
Okay.
Chris likes 4:30s. You're okay with
Doesn't matter
4:30,
anytime.
doesn't matter to her. So it would just be the people who aren't here,
Okay,
you know, because you know,
why don't I get with them?
I can make it work no matter what.
I'll
so.
send out an email and then once we kind of confirm something, I'll send out the schedule for 2025.
Sounds good.
That sounds good.
Sounds great.
And then what we'll also do is send it to the media. So then they have the media notice for the whole year. And again,
The media, we're gonna get paparazzi.
if there isn't anything that is on the agenda, there's no reason to meet in waste of base time, but, and we can always send out cancellation notices to the media for that, but it's way easier to do that than sending out trying to get a meeting date set and never, and I think you guys will have a lot more going on this year, and so just making sure that that's
Yeah,
covered, so,
sounds great.
Required by the open door law to have that posted in the paper.
yeah.
That's what I thought.
All right, so we're good with that. We'll get an email out. And so number 8, reports, comments from officers or members. Anybody got anything? Okay, attorney, not here. Staff, anything? Nope. All right, if there's nothing else, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Well, would you like to?
No.
Is that we adjourn?
Do I have a second?
Yes.
All right, meeting adjourned.
That was just.
Hope I'm gonna go around you and end this. Nice, very quick.
Saw Lou at home when it's the store, and she would really like to be back on.
Computer.